Daryl here, and this is my daily devotional. So Joshua and the Israelites are now in Canaan, the promised land. Since the time they've arrived, three primary events have occurred. They've conquered Jericho, eventually they conquered Ai, and then they were tricked to sign a treaty with the Gibeonites, thinking that they were foreigners, but actually they were just neighbors there in Canaan. Well, all of this word has traveled throughout Canaan, and people are getting worried. What are they going to do? I'm in chapter 10 of the book of Joshua. And listen as I read. Now, Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, heard that Joshua had taken Ai and totally destroyed it, doing to Ai and its king as he had done to Jericho and its king, and that the people of Gibeon had made a treaty of peace with Israel and were living near them. He and his people were very much alarmed at this. Because Gibeon was an important city, like one of the royal cities. It was larger than Ai, and all its men were good fighters. And so now, throughout Canaan, the kings of the various sections of the Amorites, they were just nervous. And so they said, let's all get together and let's attack the Gibeon city. So maybe we'll have a fortress against Joshua. And so they do this. Well, the Gibeonites, because they'd all come up against them, were a little anxious about this. And so they called for Joshua. Joshua, we've signed a treaty with you. We're your servants. Come, have our back. Help protect us. And Joshua chose to do so. And so consider what it says at verse 9. After an all-night march from Gilgal, Joshua took them by surprise. The Lord threw them into confusion before Israel, who defeated them in great victory at Gibeon. Israel pursued them along the road down up to going up to Beth Horon, and cut them down all the way to Azekah and the Makkedah, as they fled before Israel on the road down from Beth Horon to Azekah. The Lord hurled large hailstones down on them from the sky, and more of them died from the hailstones than were killed by the swords of the Israelites. On that day, the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel. Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, you ready? This is exciting. O sun, stand still over Gibeon. O moon, over the valley of Ajalon. So the sun stood still, the moon stopped, till the nation avenged itself on its enemies. Imagine, the sun stopped, the moon stopped. It's like the whole universe paused to give the army of Israel the opportunity to devastate the Amorites. It goes on and says, the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There was never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a man. Surely the Lord was fighting for himself. Then Joshua returned with all Israel to the camp of Gilgal. Now, here's the deal. I read this and I think on the surface, man, there's never been a day like this where the sun stood still for a whole day so they could continue the devastation in the battle. But Scripture sees this a little differently. Listen how Scripture sees this. There's never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a man. You see, it was Joshua who said, O sun, stand still over Gibeon. O moon, over the valley of Ajalon. So the moon stood still, and the sun stood still, the moon stood still, till the nation avenged itself on its enemies. Until the nation avenged itself. And so they stood still while the battle went on. But Scripture says it's because God heard man and did what man said. That's kind of exciting to me. So the moon stood still, the sun stood still, and Joshua was given the battle victory. God bless you. Good day.